We're going to begin our evening. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Si vous voulez bien vous installer. So before we begin, I would like to take advantage of this window of opportunity, having many of our community here with us, to reiterate our board's message and mission, which, by the way, I have been very pleased to see propagate amongst the members of our community. I know we're dealing with very difficult topics. The message that this board has been adhering to is to be respectful and to work cooperatively, regardless of our differences and disagreements, and we've been able to really accomplish that. And so I would like to encourage all of us, and I know we all have ideas and questions and disagreements to share, but to do it in a respectful manner. We want to hear everybody, and we want to take into account every idea, every question that comes up. And remember that, by the way, many of the criticisms that we've received from both WASC and CAIS hinges on that particular topic that have been voiced quite loudly. And instead, I would like to encourage again everybody to continue working as you have with us and communicate with us. I'm hearing that there's been some communication glitches that I want to apologize for. I'm finding out that some folks have sent us some emails at the board level that we haven't received, and I'll make sure to mention it to our IT department. Let's be respectful. After all, that's what we're trying to teach our children, and let's all do the same thing. I want to thank you in advance, therefore, for joining this meeting and participating in it in a very cooperative manner. And I'd like to start it by a larger agenda. As you know, originally this was supposed to be a forum session at Ashubury. I'm sorry, Remy, I apologize for stealing the show here. We had concern that following the published announcement to WASC that many parents would want to come and discuss that particular topic as well, and we tried to accommodate both the forum and an opportunity for a WASC discussion and make sure that there was enough seating available. As it turns out, we could have fit, maybe more people will come, but we just wanted to be ready for this. I also wanted to let you know that Mr. Lejeune won't be able to join us tonight, as he was already having a conflicting commitment with the Consul and could not get out of this. As to the Ashubury presentation, therefore, we're going to start with this. That's the first part of this evening. And Mr. Cariou, I'm going to give you the reins. Elodie? Yeah. All right, let's start with Elodie. That's right, so here's the menu.
Hi. That looks very official, whereas normally it was supposed to be a forum where usually, people interact and so on, but now it's the big auditorium. Anyway, I'm happy to be here with you, and I would like to present myself, since I'm the new at the lycée, and when I saw the title, What's New at the Lycée, that's why I start the meeting, because I'm the new at the lycée. I just started in April 18th, and my role is a Chief Operating Officer. I'm working very closely with Philippe Legendre, who I report to, and is responsible for the overall schools, and I'm particularly responsible for the administration of the school, meaning the admission, the advancement department, the finance, the IT, the communication, marketing, HR, and maintenance. So it's many different aspects, and that I'm supposed to help all the school to do better, so that it's easier for everybody to focus on pedagogical, which is the most important as a school. My first priorities will be to work on the organization of this team, and we have a couple of recruitment ongoing. So one important recruitment that has been announced some time ago is the marketing director. So it's marketing, and the marketing director will cover communication and admission department, so that we expect the person to join us very, very soon over the summer. So that's one big recruitment, and then I'm going to work on the overall organization and let you know along the way what are the changes. So I'm very happy to join the lycée. It has been a very exciting moment, I can tell you. I think I joined at the moment where everybody was very stressed and focused on this WASC accreditation, so I think that was a very particular moment, but at least I learned about the lycée and how things work and so on. And I will be more happy in the future to work on other topics than this one, and particularly to work with the teacher and to work with you, the parent association, and try to improve. So I'm very open to any of your suggestions and so on in order to improve the lycée. Now I'm going to start presenting the admission, if this works. It does. So the admission, we thought it's the right time of the year to give you an update of where we are, because as you know, by now, most families that would like to join us in September have already re-enrolled. What we expect, we have also many new families that have enrolled, and we still expect that many families might arrive over the summer. We have experienced that in the past, so that might happen. But we wanted to show you this picture where we are compared to what we planned, where we planned to be. So we actually, that was at the 1st of June, so there is not that many changes so far, but we end up at 962 students that are re-enrolled and enrolled for September 1st. And you see the split with those very nice French colors, you know, with the flag. You see the split by campus, and the budget was at 965. So we're really on par of the budget. We're really on target. And on target on the overall, but also when it comes to every single campus, we are at the target that we expected, where we expected to be. So families will join us, which is a little bit more than in terms of number of students. And we will have a lot to do to welcome them, and for everybody will be involved in making sure that we welcome those families the most appropriately, and they feel very friendly and warmly welcomed. And unfortunately, we also have some families that have decided to change their children from school, and that is for about 149 that have decided not to re-enroll. And out of those, approximately 30% are deciding not to re-enroll because good reason, they're relocated to too far away from the lycée. So 30% have decided not to join because of that. And the others, obviously they have communicated to us many reasons and so on, but we have sent them a survey recently, which was last week, and we will be happy to share with you the outcome of that survey. And it's a very detailed survey to understand the reason why they have decided to decided to move their children to another school. The objective of the survey for us is to really address if there is something that we could improve, and if we could do better in terms of offering, in terms of whatever reason they will mention. Yeah, I think I will be happy to answer all questions, but I think it was very snapshot that we wanted to give you on the admission. So what to remember, that we're really on target, 962 students now. Yeah, we have one question already. Yes.
How many are high school students of the 149
I I don't have the detail here. No, I don't have the detail, so I can't say, but I will be happy to answer. Yeah, I have it in my office, so I'd be happy to answer. Any other question?
How does that compare to the year before, the 960 students?
Actually, this year we are about 1,000 students, but we knew that we're going to be lower, and that's the reason why we have planned on the budget with 965. But it's a little bit lower, and that is for all campuses. It's spread in the various campuses. And actually, if I give a split by campuses, which you see here, because this is the current, in blue you see the currently enrolled at LFSS in the graph, the blue bar, and then the enrolled for 2016-17 and the budget. So you see that on the campus by campus, we are not that far, because one element is that we know that the terminal are leaving and the petite section become moyenne section and so on. So there is some changes. So here we follow the cohort, really, the population. Okay, so now I will give the floor to Nathalie, who's going to talk and present how the promotion of 2016 is doing.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Nathalie Biton, Director of College Counseling and Guidance, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the class of 2016 and their college admission results and celebrate them a little bit. So here's the class of 2016. There's a lot of firsts in this class. It's the 49th year of the lycée this year, and it's the biggest graduating class ever. It's 47 students. It's also the most number of students that have been with us since pre-K or kindergarten, so 22 of the 47 students, which is almost 50%. We call them lifers. We don't have a better term for it. So of those 47 students, 29 are females, 18 are males, 16 languages spoken among them, and 16 nationalities represented from 4 continents. I'm gonna skip a couple of slides just because I've been given a time limit. So if we look at the statistics of where do our students go to college around the world, roughly it's broken up with the United States about 55%, Canada 25%, and Europe 17%. Then we have 1 or 2% that take a gap year or go directly into the workforce. And this is the last 10-year statistics. This is not where they apply, but where they've been accepted. So let's talk about specifically where students have chosen to go to college or university this year. I've handed out a sheet that gives you more information about all the acceptances so far to date. We just received some of the acceptances today from France, so we don't have all of those tallied up yet because there's 3 rounds that can go all the way up until August. But you can take a look at that sheet, so I'll just be talking about matriculations. For the United States this year, we have 31 students of the 47 that will attend college in the United States, which is 66%, so very high rate for this year. 100% of them were accepted to at least one of their top 3 college choices, and 28 of the 31 were accepted to colleges in the top 100 in the nation. Seniors applied to 124 different colleges, and on average, they applied to about 8 colleges per student. They were offered almost $1.8 million of merit scholarships. So that's before financial aid, based on academic merit, talent, music, theater, and so forth. So I'm not going to read out the list of colleges. If you can't see them here from the PowerPoint, they're listed on the sheet that I gave you. We did subdivide it into private schools, public schools, and specialized schools. So these are the results for the private schools. And then for public schools, 11 of the 47 students will attend public universities in California. 9 at the UCs, University of California, 1 at California State University, and 1 at Community College. And other public schools around the nation, 2 at Colorado Boulder, 1 at Montana State, and 1 at University of Oregon. A point of interest is the going rate for tuition for 1 year of college or university in the United States is $48,000 for 1 year. The cost of attendance, which is tuition plus room and board, is $63,000. For public UCs, $15,000 tuition, and cost of attendance is $30,000. And for public California State Universities, $8,000 a year, and the cost of tuition is $23,000. I mention this not to give you a heart attack or to start saving your money if you haven't been already, but really just to show you that how much college costs these days is a factor in terms of where students choose to apply and attend. We have 3 students that will be attending specialized schools in the United States, and those tend to be schools that are related to the arts. So we have a student attending Berklee College of Music for vocals, and 2 students attending Savannah College of Art and Design for fashion design and film production. So I'm going to move up north to Canada. So this year, 4 students of the 47 will attend college in Canada, which is lower than our usual. 100% of these students were accepted to their top 3 college choices, and they applied to 3 provinces, Quebec, Ontario, and British Columbia. 1 is taking a gap year. And a few details about Quebec. Quebec is the province of choice for our students, and in fact, a lot of lycée students around the United States, and there's a few reasons why. France and Quebec have an accord that if you are a French citizen, then you pay the same tuition as a Canadian resident, which is about $8,000 a year. Also, anyone of any citizenship that graduates with a French bac diploma will get 1 year of credit. So an undergraduate degree is 3 years instead of 4. And then it's the quality of life that Montreal represents for a lot of our students, the perfect blend of biculturalism and bilingualism, so the best of North America and the best of Europe. So that's Canada. Let's go to France. So this slide has been updated because we've gotten some results this morning, and so this is the paper that I've handed out is the most updated version. So I'll just mention that. So this year we have 9 students of the 47 attending universities or prépas in France. That's 19%. Admission results comes in 3 rounds. The first round was today, the second round at the end of June, and then the third one later in the summer. We have 3 students that are going to be attending prépas, 4 students attending universities, and 3 students attending private business schools. Some of the trends that are happening for students interested in France is that they're looking at more and more English language programs that are offered by institutions in France. So that is attracting and interesting to international students. They're also looking at more and more private schools, where the majority of schools in France tend to be public, and looking at double diplomas, where you can get 2 diplomas for the price of 4 years. So for example, you spend 2 years at an institution in France and 2 years at an institution abroad, and that's 4 years of your undergraduate degree, but you actually get 2 separate diplomas from each institution. Okay, and then finally UK, 3 students of the 47 will attend college in the UK. 100% were accepted to their #1 college choice. And I think that's it. Am I taking questions or no? I can have a couple of questions.
Please repeat the question if you have one.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, thanks. The next person, I'd like to present Rémi Zambon, the director of the Ashubury campus.
Merci Nathalie. Hi everybody. So Eric, thank you for having us here in the auditorium. You all know that we were supposed to be in Ashubury, but Ashubury is the Lycée Français, so definitely it's not an issue to be here with you tonight. And as we were talking about the spotlight for Ashubury, we thought that a little T-shirt will be a good sign for it, as Ashubury and the Lycée are only running for gold. Tu démarres les slides? So Sylvie and Veronique will help me with this. I wanted staff from Ashubury to be speaking for what happened in Ashubury rather than the director. So first slide, Ashubury is a very active campus, implementing many programs throughout the year involving students, parents, teachers, staff, management, other campuses, the community at large. So I guess you cannot read everything, just an idea of what is added to the French and English curriculum. Next one is for you.
Hello, I'm Sylvie Johnson, and I just wanted you to see the nice t-shirt we're sporting tonight. I hope you like them. They might be coming soon to your houses, maybe next year. So this one slide is really dear to my heart. When I started working at the lycée, I was approached by one of the teachers to help her with the Hamilton Project Center, which is near Ashubury, so we're a little bit out of context. And the high school student, because at the time we were all under one roof, maybe Anton remembers that, but they were going and help the association over there. What transpired from that, Martha Ryan started heading out the HPP, so I'm going to make it short, but anyway, she's now the head of the HPP, which become its own entity on 18th near General Hospital. And we've been working with them now for almost 20 years. I'm known also as the Pie Lady with her. We have a program that brings together the families, most importantly the students, who, because of her action and her effort in coming to the school, she comes every year and talks to the student. And as you can see, we also do the food drive with the kindergarten, and it all ties together. So she explains to the children how we can't all do it alone. We all need each other. And HPP goes to the food bank gives to HPP, the lycée gives to both of them. And we were honored, I think some of you were with us 3 years ago at the gala, and we were the invité d'honneur that one evening as one of the main supporters. So we are very, very proud, and I hope we can continue doing it for a long time. I also want to say that we're not alone in this endeavor, and Ortega and Sausalito join. That's why we are so strong, because we all work together. Same thing for the food bank. We try to do the same thing. I don't. No. This year we have a new thing because of Mr. Zambon. Mr. Zambon made friend with the police station, Parkside, which is in the Golden Gate, and because of his new friendship, we have help in the morning on the sidewalk with the traffic, but most importantly, the student participated in an essay contest, and they won. A bike and a helmet, 3 of them, with recognition in the Golden Gate Park with the Captain Sanford and Officer Johnson, I think, and Mr. Lejean and Mr. Zambon were there. We got so excited with the park station that when the 5th graders wanted to do their program on safety at the house and outdoor, we asked the educational side of the police station to work with us, and they came to the school and they did a whole presentation to the 5th graders about safety in and out, about for the new 6th graders coming up, taking the bus, coming home alone, being alone at home eventually, babysitting, all those questions. I'm sure the 5th grader parents who had some come back. And they brought in the car and we spoke directly to the police dispatch in French. They were waiting for us. So they were very excited. They got a lot of gift from them. It's also to, you know, make our community stronger. And I think it did work. And to end, We're still working with Read the Children through different outlets. They were involved with the Lapathon, where they get a percentage of what the children run and collected. And also we did a book drive, and we received a very nice letter from the people that received the books, how they were thrilled and so respectful of all the books that were given, because they were almost brand new, beautiful books. So they felt they were treated very, very nicely. So thank you to the community. It brings everybody together. I love this project. It's my favorite part of my job, with the sidewalk also. So thank you.
Véronique Bambach.
Good evening, my name is Véronique Bambach, and I'm going to talk to you about Vivre Ensemble project that we have at Ashubury campus. This is where our students are learning the skills required for living together. It's a core component of the French educational system. Socialisation, sorry. Students are reminded to use Madame Pacific tools. Teachers and staff have been introduced this year to Soul Shop, to real-world solution for handling students' conflict. We are hoping to extend these skills in the near future. I wanted to add as well, aside my text that I've been reading here, is all these programs have been, put in place with our former director and being, supported by our director here, and we hope to have a continuity with our next director. We do love these programs because kids love it, staff love it, and teachers also, parents as well. It's super important for us to have those programs going on. I could speak longer and longer, but I don't want to be.
And Soul Shop was shared with our colleagues on the Socialito campus.
Yes, thank you for reminding that. Soul Shop, we are really hoping to have that tool being, taking as well, is spreading his wings, actually. Thank you. Junior Coach is another favorite program that we have at Ashubury campus. Tomorrow, I guess, our junior coaches are going to have their ceremony of their certificate of this program. So, Junior Coach program is aimed for the 5th grader students interested in improving their leadership and teamwork skills by helping younger students to play games and work together. They must uphold strong character, good behavior, and academic performance. Junior coaches are a role model for the 4 core values that we have at the Lycée Français, which are safety, respect, sportsmanship, and of course, fun. Yes, so as you can see, we have right now 15 junior coaches, and it has been this year very difficult to choose them because we received a record number of applications. About 25 to 30 applications. It has been very difficult for us to choose. They do have to write an application, and they do have to write why they want to be a junior coach. So yeah. Yeah, actually, it's a good step to be kind of a application thing in the world. Yeah.
Raising awareness for our environment. So in order to raise awareness among our young generation, our teachers expose our students as much as possible to a variety of experiences and discoveries. So some of them are on this slide. You have Sea Camp San Diego, top right. You have Oceanographer of the Bay, top left. What else? Thai pool at half moon day for the third graders, I guess. Symphony for first and second graders. And I don't recognize everything on the slide, but just to let you know that we have many, many things for them, many field trips, many discoveries in museums, symphony, and other things. Sorry, next one is for you.
So, garderie, we are very proud of our garderie. Kids actually don't want to go home. They want to stay in garderie, actually. When we have parents, they really pull out their kids from garderie. They're crying, actually. So that means that our staff is doing a great job at it. So school does not end after class. And our monitor staff are trained and have put in place a great array of cooperative games and activities during recess and after school. So I really would like to give a reconnaissance to our staff. Kudos, thank you, to our staff who's really working every day because it's not an easy job. During lunchtime, during the afternoon, it's a really tough time because during those times it's not easy to handle 120, 150 kids a day. So I just wanted to recognize their job every day.
The next steps. So our students are open to the world through interconnection within our community and at large. So this interconnection are campus to campus, Sausalito with Ashubury, Ashubury and Sausalito with Ortega. For example, next Monday, our second graders are going to Sausalito to visit their pen friends, pen pals over there. And most of all, of course, the liaison CM2-6e, the link between 5th and 6th graders, with many events. Their sport day at Ocean Beach.
Yeah, they do a lot of, the fifth graders teacher, they like to meet at the beach or at the park, and they really like to compete together, to do rally, math rally, all kind of activities, so the children, once they go to 6th grade, they feel like they're in the same family, so it's nice for them, and they also have the CCAM trip, but I think we've already mentioned.
And of course, a huge part of it are the pedagogical projects with teachers on Ortega campus, like, for example, this year, le concours Les Petits Artisans de la Mémoire history project that was realized on Ashubury and on Sausalito campus with the help of teachers from Ortega. Well, many things that I cannot think about. But just to show you that they are prepared to the big jump next year on Ortega campus. And of course, the next event for that will be their graduation next Wednesday on the stage.
And there goes the legacy of the yes.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Yeah.
You want to add something?
What you're seeing, right, the two pictures on the bottom, it's one of a project from our monitor of our garderie staff. It's a legacy. So all 5th graders have painted print one of their hands in the shed in the playground, and they're writing their first name and an initial of their last name. So now it's going to be, we started a tradition on Ashubury campus, on that shed, lower playground, because we thought that it was super bland, and we just wanted to put some color and some fun. And now every 5th graders will, at the end of the school year, they will print their hand, and they will write their first name and initial their last name.
Well, thank you very much. We're done, and we did it on time. Bertrand.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Sobel, and I'm the Director of the After School Activities Program. Left. Yeah. I'm clicking. Oh. I'm going to skip the first slide because I talked about that during the last presentation, and since then we've had the OOS open sessions on each of the campuses. What I'd like to talk about tonight is moving forward, and many of you would have known that the last 3 days have been the beginning of our registration period for next year. There have been a few changes, and that's in line with the 3-year strategic plan that I outlined to the board at the beginning of this year, and that is moving towards a program and activity-based system. I'm very excited that the PASS system that we've implemented across all 3 campuses seems to have been going well with the registrations since Monday on Ortega, Ashubury yesterday, and Sausalito today. Our team has been inundated with a lot of emails and phone calls, and will endeavour to get to everyone's questions in a timely manner. Rest assured that we will be working hard the next few days to make sure that we iron out any deficiencies in our systems, which occasionally can happen. So the important dates coming up, registrations for summer camp, which will begin the last 2 weeks of June, close this Friday, and the August summer camp registrations will close on the 20th of June. Those summer camps have been well supported by our local community and by the outside public, and we only have a few slots available. So if you are interested in registering for the summer camps, please contact us or visit our website where you can register online. For next year, we're going to be implementing a number of new and exciting shows across the year, as you can see on the calendar. And we'll also be hosting another Fed You Sport with the Development and Advancement Department. And that will lead me to introduce Nathalie Hotevoine. If you'd like to contact me or my team, please do so at any time. We're available on all 3 campuses, and we always appreciate your feedback and support. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Nathalie Hotevoine. I'm the Associate Director of Advancement.
Hi, I'm Brendan Hoyles. I'm the Committee Chair for the Development Department on the board.
So Brendan and I work together, so we're going to both share. It won't take very long because we especially want to talk about the future, but to talk quickly about the last project. It was a Lapathon that took place last month, and it was a success. Both campuses were together, except for the pre-K 1 and 2 who stayed on the Ashubury campus. The Ashubury campus raised $11,000, the Sausalito $12,000, and $1,200 went to free the children. We also had last Sunday the Kermesse, which was a great success, very good attendance, and I'm sure that the attendance was due to the wonderful Dads Club, and I let Brendan talk about that.
I actually think the $7,000 was due to the cotton candy because it had the biggest line that I've ever seen in my entire life. So I don't know who got stuck with that, but just real quickly. So this was the 3rd year that the Dads Club sponsored the barbecue at the Kermesse. Oddly enough, it was the kermesse. The first kermesse we had at the Sausalito campus that would really that's what the Dad's Club was born out of, after waiting in line about an hour to try to get a hamburger on a food truck, and then was told that they had to shut down because of the wait. I thought, it'd be a great idea if we had some dads get together and, make some hamburgers and hot dogs, and we could sell them, and it'd be a fundraiser for families. And I initially went to Nico Osterman. He's like, oh, Bundon, I'm do my best French accent here. Bundon, we can't sell hamburger, hot dog. We have to have Michui, we have to have merguez. The French people, they will not buy these. They will not buy these. We have no hot dog. So you have him to thank for the great food that we were able to serve. But it's been a great opportunity. Dad's Club has always been about building community. It was great having everyone out there. It's always great to be able to put on an event and give back to the school. So thank you very much for your continued support on it.
I will just add a good bravo to our volunteers, parents, staff, alumni, students. Staff, yes, everyone. So that was the fun pictures. We had young students. That was a paella and makeup, barba papa students. So next to the future, so next year we are going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the school. And as you could see, the 3 T-shirts over there, and that's the sample, but I think that's been decided it will be given to all the students next year. We have a bunch of events coming up. It's also a committee that just has been starting to work among with the PA, with the pedagogy, with the AES, with the teachers, of course, and it's just doing its first steps, but we have to move forward. So we did a quick calendar for next year. It's a little bit messy, but we're gonna start the school year with a back-to-school picnic, and we'll combine the Fête du Sport with it. So it will be at McNears Beach. It will be a nice way to gather and to do sports, and there will be, I think, a game for adults at the end. So it should be a fun event, relax, and a way to launch the festivities. And throughout the year, we'll have several events. Some of them are kind of penciled in, I would say, but we will have a soirée d'automne in the fall. The PA will organize, the PA Les Amis du Lycée, an event on the Ortega campus, but it will be open to everyone, at least the adults. We have still to decide if kids are invited. There will be a concert, and I'm sure they will talk about it later. And the other event that will be pushing or celebrating the 50th anniversary will be the annual gala that will be taking place at the City Hall this year. And we have already chairs working on it, and that's wonderful to find out all the details and sponsors. And then in April, we'll have a spring brunch, which will take place on the Ashubury campus. And I know Sausalito will do something too, but I forgot where. Sorry about that. Maybe I don't know. I think we'll have the winter fair, the 50th French Market Holiday Fair in Sausalito. And then we will end the year with the 50th anniversary celebration, which will be combined with Kermesse. Instead of adding many events, we thought it was better to work around existing events. And we don't have all the details yet. We welcome anyone who wants to work on the committees to add to what we have already. Do you want to add anything, Brandon? Voilà. So it's really only in the fair. And Anton, you're going to talk about what was done with Fun for the Future.
Thank you. So I'm Bertrand Cariou. I'm part of the Innovation Lab Task Force. And yeah, before I leave the room for Anton, I would like to just give a quick update on what we've been doing. So the task force formed a month ago, approximately. We already had 2 meetings. And we've got another meeting tomorrow night. The objective, so we've been working on defining for each campuses where we'll have the maker labs and Tinker labs. So we look at the plans, we look at multiple options, and during the summer we'll be working with architects and also to make sure it's secured in the couple places we found in each campus, or there is one in Sausalito, there is one place, but otherwise in Ortega or Ashubury, we've got a couple of options. We've been also looking at the type of equipments that will be starting each Tinker labs or maker labs facilities. And also we've been working quite a bit about a program that starts with pre-K up to 12th grade. And so we've been discussing about themes, and I think you'll go into the details of the themes, with a logic of spiral education. So we can start with young kids with engineering already or programming and collaboration, and create really outcome, physical outcome through their IDs, and then spiral like that with each grade because they can do more. So we've been talking about these themes and how we'll be doing, and also we are looking at we're to be defined, but most likely Anton to work on the coordination next year of on the 3 campuses and the innovation lab. So I will hand it to you, Anton, to continue the discussion.
Thank you, Bertrand.
So you go, yeah, you can just click. Oh, you want to go directly to the...
Ouais.
Okay, so I switch. We've got a press switching.
Hi, my name is Anton Ritsu. I've been working for 15 years at the lycée as a technology teacher. I just come out of the club, robotics club, and one of my students come to me and say, I'm trying to use this high-technique encoder, and the steps are not showing properly on my serial screen. I think the Arduino clock is not fast enough. Do you think we can overclock it? And I'm looking at the kid and I say, God, you are 12-year-old. Are we having this conversation? So I have like 20 boys and girls at that level. This is happening. And in 50 years of technology at the lycée, I never envisioned such an opportunity for our kids to be on that wave of innovation. It's happening because there is few events that happened recently in the last 5-6 years. Internet is very fast. So fast that most of the devices around you are going to be connected to internet. We talk about 60 billion of devices, wearable and other devices. Even your shoes are going to be connected to internet. There is also the electronics. One of the kids came back and said, oh, I just bought a Raspberry Pi. A Raspberry Pi has half the size of your cell phone and it's a mini computer. It could land Apollo on the moon. And he bought it for $35. So this is the second event. Internet very fast, electronics very cheap, and the libraries of code all over internet very easily accessible by kids, 10-year-old. They understand it, they know how to use it, they know how to find it and build stuff, build devices.
Maybe the other click. The right one, yeah.
So technology, we use STEM, science, technology, engineering, art and math, and we try to have the kids build stuff. We go back to manual intelligence. We want them to use their hands and try to build something. They can be wrong, it's okay. But they need to try and use whatever they know, and then they need to be the one to come back for knowledge. We don't force the knowledge. We want them to come back. We want to inspire them to build something and to be wrong and try again and again and then come back and say, oh, okay, this is what I need. I need you to teach me that. I don't need you to force me to know something. I need to know that thing because I want to finish that project. This is the way I'm trying to teach in technology. And so far it works. The guys, Elon Musk is the first one who thought, okay, we send satellites and we lose material all the time. For the first time, I want this to come back. Like this is reusable. And people laugh, impossible. No, it's possible, he did it. And we want the student to be the same. We want them to don't have boundaries. They can invent, they are the generation that can invent anything. I wish I was now at that age, because when I was like doing technology like they are doing, I never got that chance to have all that material around me, not even internet. And they can do it. They are the age and the time, it's a perfect timing. So the way we want this to happen is like we talk about techno-entrepreneur. So they can build anything they want, anything they dream, and of course they need to work together, to be able to work together. They need to be leaders, a new type of leaders with compassion, who understand connectivity. And we want them to feel comfortable to put stuff together, connect this to internet, find data, build a data structure goes with it, and make it work, and even make a startup or a company who will go with it. And to do it, we're going to use the spiral educative system the French always use. We start very young, in a very diluted way, and every year we implement, we add on. And at the end, we arrive at the bachelor level with an accumulation of all those skills. And now we would like to go back and do it with engineering and coding. So engineering, we can start in kindergarten. Teachers already do project, but we can emphasize this and specialize more. And in cycle 1, they could already understand movement. In cycle 2, they could already build the simple mechanics with fun project and also with references to the language, to the imagination, to history. But still, they will understand rotation and leverage already, and they can already start to use 3D editing, like Tinkercad, and try to design an object, a device that will have some kind of utility, maybe an upcycle. And they will print it. They will use a 3D printer. Then they will arrive at the middle school level, and they will be able to understand and make automatas.
You want me to play a video? Which one? Yeah. So we don't have the sound.
L'histoire d'un chevalier et d'un dragon. Simplement en bougeant une manivelle, et bien en fait, on fait bouger les deux personnages. En dessous, on peut trouver des objets qui ont été créés avec du bois ou du carton. Et ces objets qu'on voit ici ont été créés grâce à Tinkercad et imprimés en 3D.
type of automata is made of cardboard.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's very complex in the same time, and part of it was made with a 3D printer. So they mix the two worlds. They use the creativity, the design, they do the painting, the cutting, and then they come back to me and say, I understood how to make the dragonfly, but how I make the knight go back and forth? And so, here we go. They are the one asking for knowledge, and they are at that level in situated.
En fait, on fait un bras hydraulique qu'on va mettre sur le grille. Le main, toujours au sol. Ce qui aide à tenir des objets en hauteur sans.
So they still try, they make mistakes, etc. But you see, like they start to real things are very complex, and we are still in a assembly. Cycle 4, we can already use the microchips, and they start to code in C programming. They use the little computers that we're talking about, Arduino, Raspberry. And they arrive and use now all the skills of mechanics to build devices will be connected to internet, like that hand that will give information to a computer when for somebody who lost his arm, for example, his hand, for example.
Anton, can you use the mic maybe for the people on the line?
Oh, sorry about that. Same goes for coding. We can start in cycle 1 to make up the mind, to build the mind toward syntax, and there is tons of stuff there, and the hard part is to find what will really make a difference in the mind, start to build the mind. And for example, this is a good example, the B-bot. Very simple, there is only buttons, but the green button is the one who will launch the sequences. So the kid have to push all the red buttons, forward, backward, turn left, turn right, and as a mission, he has to do something. And when he's done pushing all those red buttons, he will push the green buttons, and all the sequences he built in his mind will start in front of his eyes, and then he's starting already to be a coder, and he doesn't know, which is exactly what we want. We want him to have fun. We want the kids to feel like it's a game, but in the same time, the mind is already like starting to be built towards syntax. And of course, again, it can be like a cross-reference with here, like monetary, but it can be with history, it can be languages, they can use the imagination, they can build a story, they can write in English, or in French, or in another language, it doesn't matter. It's just another tool, and we want just to focus on the syntax for that part. Cycle 2, again, we go a little farther. So this time, the syntax it's little written for them, so they can read it. They can use it for geometry. They can design on the ground complex figures and use the math. Maybe math was not understood before, but now it's going to be understood just because the drawing makes sense, and the car moving in the ground makes sense for them. And then going further, they can use the skill math to program a robot to start to do complex sequences.
Ok, donc en gros, on a transféré sur les EV3 et personne ne sait comment les programmer. Du coup, là, je suis en train de tester parce que sinon ça ne marche pas. Et Et là, c'est marrant, je me suis trompée de moteur. Voilà, génial.
Donc, and girls, of course, girls are the best. They always in programmation. They're so cool. My only problem is like I wish I could keep them after 8th grade. So I need help from the parents. I don't know why we feel some pressure, but this year one of our first students to enter MIT is a girl. So you see, it's happening. I have 3 of them in the club, and we do everything to make sure they feel perfect. And then it goes further. When we arrive at that level, then they start to build their own robots, and they start to have ideas, and they use it with art. They use it with medicine. They use it in a biotech. They use it for eco habitations. It goes anywhere, whatever they think about.
Alors voici le Galileo, c'est le robot le plus perfectionné pour l'instant. Et notre but c'est qu'il prenne une bouteille et qu'il serve de l'eau dans un verre. Et là je suis en train de brancher tous les fils dans le bon ordre pour savoir quel fil correspond à quel servomoteur.
Yeah, they start to build. That robot is supposed next year to roam the lycée by itself. He has at the top he has a camera, and the idea is to spy in a school with the robot. And I have to keep an eye on them, because tonight they told me like we designed a place to put a taser. What the hell do we put a taser on that thing? It's like we never know if there is kids who are still in a corridor. We can help Kay and tase them.
Anton, really, 3 minutes. Are you done? You're good? Or
yeah, even the cross references, like I said, science, math, languages, the spiral, and the recipe always the same. We start with a cool project, we inspire them, and they do the best, they do whatever they can do, and then they are the one coming back asking how I do that. This is the way we would like to teach them. And then we can have more of those techno entrepreneurs in a few years. Thank you.
I will now welcome on stage Les Amis du Lycée, our new parent association with, let me move the slides for good. And maybe you want to introduce yourselves.
Somebody's going to use the clicker. So that's really tough to follow, because I think this is what we're really all here about, is having programs like that for our kids. Bonsoir à tous. This is going to be a very, very brief presentation of the Parent Association, Les Amis du Lycée. Come out in the light. Everybody's been scooting out towards the exit here. So I'm Miriam Kurtil, and with Krista Mullion, we're the interim communications co-chairs. So over the course of the year, volunteers have worked very carefully researching parent associations and collecting and integrating community input. And a lot of that has come from many of you that are in this room right now. And we distilled this into our mission and goal. What Les Amis want to do is to foster a strong sense of community, and we want to do that through volunteering and fundraising efforts in line with the LFSF's mission. So things like the Gala fundraiser and Fund for the Future. We want to facilitate your voices through communication and representation. We want to coordinate all parent activities. So if there are things that you are particularly interested in participating in, we can help you bring get in touch with the instances that are taking care of that project. And we want to celebrate and embrace our school's culture. And I think that's just a really great symbol of our culture. So how can you participate? You can be a member. We will have voting membership and elected roles, and those are open for dues-paying parents and guardians of enrolled LFSF students. And we have community membership, which is open to any member of the LSFS community, such as teachers and staff and grandparents and people that have a vested interest in LFSF. You can also be an officer of the Activities Executive Committee. And that's something that we're actively going to be recruiting for. Right now, we're the interim committee. Krista and I are for communications. Michelle Thomas, who's not here, is going to be our secretary. We have one unconfirmed treasurer from the Sausalito campus. So if you might be interested in becoming a treasurer, that's still maybe in the works. We will have 2 leads for each campuses. Right now, our leads for Ashubury are Kathy Prophet and Delphine Renard. Our Ortega lead is Frédéric Cariou, and she needs a partner. We also have someone that's been particularly active on the Sausalito campus, and that's Noelette Falco. And all of these ladies have not been just the campus leads, but have been truly dedicated to trying to put together this parent association, and have put in a lot of effort and face time and work time and a lot. So thank you. So that's one way you can do it. Another way you can participate is to attend the monthly meetings, and we anticipate holding monthly meetings where both voting and non-voting members can attend and talk directly to the executive committee, teacher liaisons, board liaisons, administrative liaisons. The idea is to be able to have a place where everyone can come and be on the same page and find out what's going on. And campus liaisons. That's a great way to participate, but it's not just about committees and officers and monthly meetings. It's also about volunteering for a lot of the different events. I think you remember that slide Rémi put up with what seemed like 60 to 80 events just on Ashubury. So there's a whole lot going on, and those are the types of events we'd like to help coordinate and facilitate. So it's more of the fun stuff, and that's where Krista gets to talk about the fun stuff.
Thank you, Miriam. So I'm Krista Moleon, and I will be helping Miriam co-head the interim communications position. And as you see, we're a small group, and I would like to thank not only these ladies, but there's a lot more people here and beyond who have put a lot of effort over the past school year. So it's exciting for me to see that we've already come to this point, that we're actually launching. So in the fall, we will have an active parent association. Les amis du lycée. So you can see that the slide has very small text because, you know, the possibilities are endless. So what does that mean is that we're looking for a lot of volunteers next year. There's a position for everyone. All kinds of talents will be needed. And you will be getting the back to school form, volunteer form, and we're working hard on that over the summer, well, actually right now to finalize all the different opportunities. And this is just the beginning because we will be expanding. Like Miriam said, what we need now is for all of these categorized activities, we need to elect or get volunteers for these committee chair positions. So more information will be coming very soon. Oh, I keep doing the wrong way. So, but we have already started. So one of the great examples would be, I would say Fred, because you really were instrumental in helping with the staff appreciation at Ortega. I would say, you know, you single-handedly, with the help of just a very small group, was able to pull off such a great event in May. And for those who have Ortega children, there will be an article in the newsletter. We're planning on doing the similar events at Ashubury and Sausalito, and hopefully this is going to become a regular tradition to celebrate our staff and just to make sure they feel really welcome. So if you have any questions about that, or you happen to own a restaurant or a catering business or wine, we're always looking for that, for these kind of events. Then we also last week did a parent game night on the Ashubury campus. Sadly, it happened on the night of the Conseil d'établissement meetings, which aren't very frequent, so couldn't miss that. But this is just some examples of some fun stuff, and we are looking for volunteers to submit more ideas. If you have any great things you'd like to do, please join us. So what's next? I know you guys have had a long night, so this is it. We are actually rolling up our sleeves and continuing to work over the summer on some of the key elements to get the bare bones structure of a PA up and running by the fall. In the fall, we'll reach out to you and you'll have volunteer form, you'll have information how to join us, and we will have a calendar of our PA meetings. So in the meantime, these are the faces here, minus Nolette and Michel, and maybe the treasurer. But we definitely are here for you, so if you need to contact us, please use that email for any questions. And if you want to come and see how it's working, right now we're actually doing 2 more events before the end of the year, which are the Ashubury and Sausalito Staff Appreciation Lunches. And I think somebody already mentioned, but at the rentrée in the fall, there will be a really nice concert on Ortega campus. So it's going to be open to everyone, and that would be a great way to see what the PA can do. But this is just the beginning, and we really want your full support to unite our community and add some fun elements to support the students. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much. And by the way, there's not a dads club and a mover club, but I think it's welcoming everyone, dads as well, as part of the Les Amis du Lycée. It's everyone to contribute. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll now open the Q&A for the member forum, and Imet will do the facilitator. So if you have any question about these slides, as a reminder, we're not talking yet about the accreditation case, so it's still the member forum. We'll take all the questions, and we'll have, just after that, we'll be starting the accreditation case update. So any question?
Thanks so much, everybody. Once again, I'm Emmett Berg. I'm one of the trustees, and please just keep your questions to one at a time. And however much time we have for this part, we'll take each person in turn. I'm going to come up to you because of our online audience, so we can get your question in.
I'm going to break the rule because I have 2 questions. So one is about the Parents Club. I may have misunderstood, but it seemed it was dues paying, and a few people, I'm a room parent, had asked if that's like included in the dues or if it's like a separate thing you have to pay. And then the other question is, I understand a few board members resigned, and I just was curious if there were any context.
So I think if you have any questions for the Parent Association, I'd be happy to answer any of those on offline. Regarding the dues, we're in the midst of figuring out how to have everybody participate. So it would be, but we're still trying to tweak the exact way we would get that payment. But for next year. Indeed. You can send me, oh, okay. So do you want to, it's about the dues. So, yeah, I mean,
So the idea is that this year, it's not yet, for the next coming year, it's not yet built into the system because of the timing, but that into the future, it would be built into re-enrollment or enrollment, so that there would be a budget for a PA to support the school.
Any other questions?
And I'm sorry, just to encapsulate your second question, you asked about context for board members who resigned, and because they're personal decisions, providing context is akin to providing the inner workings of our board, which is we've all agreed that confidential matters stay confidential, and so unfortunately can't answer that aspect of your question.
Hallie Cavallo left for personal reasons. Kim Palgoski, who was a personal trustee, left also for personal reasons. The seat of Sue Mann was vacated by the board for failure to attend meetings, and because she's, well, her child is leaving the school. So those were the reasons.
Are you replacing those seats?
The bylaw, I'm sorry.
Are you replacing?
The bylaws provide for the appointment of trustees to fill the seats of elected trustees until the next annual meeting. The board hasn't decided whether to do that because an annual meeting has to be scheduled between now and the end of the year. So that decision hasn't been made yet, but in any case, those seats will stand for election sometime between now and the end of the year.
No, calendar. I'm sorry, the calendar.
Anybody else?
Thanks. It looks like we're down about 35 students year to year. So just looking at the budget for next year in terms of activities that may potentially need to get cut, or, you know, do you foresee any of those things happening just because we are down in tuition?
So the question is, will there be any program cuts because of the budget as it stands currently? Melody?
So at this point, there are no plans to cut programs. On the other hand, what the plans we're making is to work a lot harder on marketing to increase our enrollment and to offset the trend that you've recognized and brought up. The general direction has already shifted. We've seen, I mean, attrition has been a scary topic for the last couple of years. And again, it goes back to the point I was trying to make earlier about our community working together, and it's been a lot of the explanations that we've received about the attrition is people are scared, they're uncomfortable about what's been going on in our community. And this is the ask from all of us is to start working together in a more respectful manner so that we're not scaring our community. So, however, the analysis is ongoing for the programs that are already in place, but they're not getting cut at this point.
Anybody else? I don't see anyone's hands in the air. Are we finished with this part of the Q&A session? It looks like we are.
So, Robbie, you might cut the streaming, or maybe asking Brandon, is there any question online? Additional?
No one's posed any questions yet, so.
Okay.
Why are you cutting the stream? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the reason. The most important issue is accreditation, and you're cutting the streaming.
Who wants to respond for communication?
We are cutting the streaming now.
Yeah.
Why?
No, why? I'll answer afterwards.
The question was, why are we cutting the streaming? And so Jean-François will respond